What's going on, everybody? You're back with the Triple B podcast here. We've got another guest, and I'm not going to tell you who it is yet. I'm going to go ahead and read off his rap sheet and see if you can guess. So, it's a pretty long one. So, it's a number 5 all-time USAPL Raw Junior, number 11 all-time USAPL Equipped Junior, 3-time junior world record holder, 74 kg. That's a big hint right there. 5-time national champion, 1769 single ply total a year and a half ago, and a 1670 raw total 1 year ago. Welcome, Austin Perkins, to the Triple B podcast. How you doing, Ben?
I'm doing great, man. I'm glad to be here. I love it.
What's it like hearing that?
It's shocking because, if you would have told me all of that probably 2 or 3 years ago, I probably wouldn't believe you. Honestly, I probably would have been in shock.
And what's crazy is you're only 21.
Yeah.
Like that. When do you turn 22?
April.
So you still got, 2 more years of college gate? Collegiate? Yeah. My bad. People correct me on that all the time. Golly.
Yeah, I have 2 more years, though. Yeah, you're right.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's nuts, man.
How's your training been going?
It's been going pretty good, getting back from, catching COVID and, all of the people have closed gyms, open gyms. It's been going back pretty good, honestly. I thought it was going to be, slower than what it was, but honestly, it's going really good.
So how did Midland do with all the COVID? Did they shut down the gym, send y'all home?
Yeah, so what happened was, I remember it, I went to the Arnold, and I think that was March, and we got before I competed, we got an email saying that school was going to be closed to the rest of the semester. So, I guess mid-March, they were like, yeah, no more school. So they closed down all gyms. So after I got done competing at the Arnold, I went back, got my stuff, and then went down to Texas and spent some time with my family. So
I got you. Yeah, that was one thing I wanted to ask you. I was looking at your open powerlifting, and your first 6 meets were all from Texas. But you were from Mississippi, right?
Yeah, no, those meets that are in Texas are not my meets. I don't know where they came from on open powerlifting. Yeah, I've been in Mississippi all my life besides, coming to college here. And then 1 year in 9th grade I went to Arkansas, but I didn't powerlift. So, so from 7th grade, which they don't have those on there for me, 7th grade to now on, I only powerlifted in Mississippi and then Nebraska, and then national levels, of course.
Right. When was your first national level meet?
My first national level meet was my junior year of high school, so 2016.
Golly.
How'd you do?
High school nationals, yeah. And I got third.
Wow.
So what happened was, it was my first national meet. I remember it very vividly. I was nervous. I'd never been to nationals before. I'd only been to powerlifting meets in Mississippi Mississippi high school powerlifting. And then I qualified at a meet. The guy who got me into it was Jim Battenfield. Shout out to him. I love him. He got me into USAPL powerlifting, and he told me, you have to go to a meet in Mississippi first to qualify and then go to nationals. And I was like, okay, I want to do it. This is my junior year. So okay, I do that. I qualify. And then I go to nationals, I think, in Florida. Yes, it was in Florida. And I go and I missed my first 2 squats, and I had to get one more. I would have bombed out, and I was nervous. So I got that one, and then I finished the rest of it. I've never benched in a bench shirt before. Someone found me a bench shirt and threw it on me, and I just used that to help my numbers go up, and I ended up doing decent. So I tied for second, and I got third because the guy beat me on body weight. So.
Yeah, with the bench shirt, that sounds pretty similar to when we had Alexandra on. She was saying before her first national meet, she got in a bench shirt 2 weeks before it and had to figure it out. So that brings me to my next question. You've done a lot of raw and also equipped meets. What do you prefer?
Honestly, there's not really a one I prefer. It's just which one's more convenient at the time. So, as of right now, I might be focusing on more equipped because World Games is coming up in the next year, and I might want to qualify for that. But after that, it might be raw because I would like to win, junior raw and worlds, and then I would like to win also equipped worlds open. So it honestly just depends on the timing of everything. It's especially with COVID, everything's mixed up. So I really don't know. So usually what I do is, a lot of people don't know this about me, but I usually train raw most of the time, and I might get in gear like 3 weeks before
Wow.
the meet, because like I've become accustomed to the equipment. So I'm like, I've gotten used to it. I know how to use it and everything like that. The only thing I don't know how to use is a deadlift suit, but I don't get a lot out of deadlift suit anyway.
So in your opinion, what are some of the benefits or downsides of training equipped?
Honestly, I think that a benefit of it is like you learn the equipment, of course, you get more accustomed to it. That's good. You need to know your equipment. Like the equipment you have should be like the same equipment you use in the meet or anything. Like you want to use that equipment, you want to learn your equipment, you want to become adapt to your equipment. You want to use the equipment, don't let the equipment use you. But the downfalls of using equipment is if you use it too much, it can zap your raw strength. And mainly you want to build raw strength, and the equipped suit should add to your raw strength. It shouldn't be I'm only good at equipment, and so I'm only going to train in equipment. If you only train in equipment, then that's not going to help you or anything. You're just working on technique in the equipment. You're not working on your strength.
Wait, so
strength is what you need.
Have you found in the past that training too much in equipment can take away from your raw strength?
Yes,
Oh, wow.
I 100% believe that. Yes, if you train too much and you don't work on your strength, it's not helping. Like I know a lot of people do only train in equipment, but more than likely they've gotten very, very strong just raw wise.
Bryce Crosscheck.
Like so if they go from an equipment to a raw meet, they probably would place very well at a raw meet. Honestly, like
Go
ahead.
I think the equipment should be it should be added to your raw strength.
Yes, exactly. It should be added to you. It shouldn't be let me rely on the equipment. The equipment should rely on you. You should use the equipment to boost your raw numbers. Like me, like I'm squatting 600 plus raw. So me putting a suit on should like boost that a lot if I know how to use that suit.
Let's clarify that. A very speedy 600 squat recently.
Yeah.
So
a decent 600 squat.
What do you do with the suit on? What do you think you're going to hit?
Honestly, I have no clue what I'm going to hit in equipment next. Raw, I mean, I want to hit 300 keys, of course, which is 660 pounds. That's the goal, to hit 660 pounds. But, I really don't know equip because I haven't gotten equipment since the last time. Honestly, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. The last time I've gotten equipment was when I squatted that 700 for 2. My last 700 for 2 was the last time I've touched equipment.
God.
Other than that, I haven't touched it since. So it's been like, I think I did that like at the beginning of March, like right before the Arnold, but since then I haven't touched equipment at all.
Seth, you got some catching up to do.
Dude, no, I'm never gonna catch up to Austin. Like 700 for 2 at 74. That's ridiculous.
I mean, it's honestly, people think it's because like it's some type of his training or it's just some type of genetics, but it's not that. I've been powerlifting since I was in 7th grade. So I mean, it just honestly comes to time. I tell everybody that. I tell everybody, my clients that, people that just ask me at meets, people who DM me, like it's not just gonna come like overnight.
Oh
it's
yeah,
not.
for sure.
Like I've been training for like I guess that's 8.5 years, almost 10 years, man.
Yeah, you put in the time for sure. You've definitely put in the time.
Yeah.
And
yeah, so
you're right. Don't let someone take it away.
You have to put in the time. Yeah, like you can't. It's not gonna be I want a PR now. I want to do this now. This has to happen now. Like no, that's not how it works. If you start powerlifting at 18, 20 years old, don't expect you to hit numbers the same age as I am. If I'm 21, you think, I'm 21, I should be hitting the same numbers as him. No, I've had 7 years prior to get ready for this.
Yeah.
I don't like that with people. Like I don't want you to, don't compare yourself to me, of course. Like don't say you want to be like me, be better than me. Push yourself to be better than me. Because I mean, I don't want to compete against people that are. I don't want to compete against like people that this person's like just does this, just squats 500. Like I want people to push me. I don't want to just go out and blow out and win. I want to fight for my win. That's what I love to do.
You like to compete. You're a competitor.
Yes, I like to compete.
So speaking of PRs, what is your view on training? And do you think people should hit PRs all the time? What's your view on that? And we can talk about what your training is like too.
Okay, so my philosophy, honestly, when I program my clients and how I feel is like you don't have to PR in practice max wise. So 1 rep max is you don't have to PR in practice. I don't believe in that. I think that that you training and hitting like RP PRs maybe or rep PRs are great. I think that's like amazing. You should hit those. That's great because when you get to that, and it's like, oh well, I know if I'm getting stronger with me hitting this set of 5, then of course your 1 rep max has gone up. Like it's common sense basically.
Yeah.
So I mean, when I train reps wise. Like I don't try to go over a certain amount because I don't try to exhaust like let's say 110%, 105%, 100% maybe. But I don't think I've gone over 100% in practice in a while in training.
Yeah,
so,
that's what the meet is for.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what the meet exactly. And people don't understand it. People think, oh, I need to hit 1 rep max PRs in training. What do you need to hit it in training for when it doesn't count?
So you're more of like a sub-maximal kind of guy. You think you
exactly.
that sub-maximal weight for like that set of 5, you're thinking, all right, I know around where I'm at now.
Exactly, yes. Awesome. That's what I go off of. I don't go off of a program where it's like, oh, well, I'm trying to PR in training. I go off of, okay, well, this is how I'm feeling today. I want to get better. I want to get better today. I don't want to just get better, all around, like hit a PR in practice. Like that's not going to do anything for me. Me squatting 300 keys in practice does not mean at all that I'm going to squat 300 keys in a meet.
Exactly.
Not once. Because a meet day is totally different.
Yeah, back to what you were saying about you having put in so much time to the sport. I was just thinking about this earlier. So like one of my goals is to be the best in the world, no matter what weight class or raw or equipped. By the end of my career, I want to be number 1 in the world wherever I'm at. And someone might ask me, well, why don't you want to win a national championship? I'm not at that point. People that win national championships have put in the years of work and. I just started training seriously last year. I wasn't doing serious powerlifting in high school. I played football. My strength coach was below average, and so I've kind of had to restart it this year to learn how to train the right way. So like my time clock has just started, and you're on like year 9 or 10, and you've still got if you train healthy, 8 or 9 more years to go.
I think the way you're talking about training too, you'll be able to train longer. You won't destroy your body, and then you see these guys that are really good for a couple of years, but then after that they're gone. You never hear from them.
Exactly. It's all about longevity. My coach here at Midland has always told me that like he's been powerlifting for longer than me, and I don't know. I think my coach is like 42 maybe. And he's won so many world championships, has made so many world championship records, world records. I mean, he's great. And he's always talked to me about, it's all about staying healthy. It's not about lifting the most weight at that very moment. You want to stay healthy. Like if your body, and when I'm training and I'm like, coach, I don't feel good today about my back. He's like, well, stop.
Yeah.
He's not going to be that coach that's like, oh, you need to push yourself. You're just complaining. He's like, no, if you really think that it's hurting, stop. Because we don't want you to get hurt.
That's the main thing right there. Well, what's his name?
Tim Anderson.
Cool,
man. Tim Anderson, 2019 Coach of the Year.
Wow, that's awesome, man.
Yes, sir.
I know y'all are excited. So, what's like the training day like with everybody when y'all go to train? What's the environment?
It's an amazing environment. So we have in Midland, we have right now is 3 to a platform, and I think there are. 16 platforms or something like that. Wow. So we have all those platforms, and it's 3 to a platform as of right now because COVID restrictions and everything like that. And I train with Chloe Dublin, who is a multiple time national champion, and then Roberto Sainz, who is a junior world champion in the 59s. We both train together. Well, we all 3 train together, and it's like amazing. Like they're not gonna. When it comes to our training, we don't try to sugarcoat anything. Honestly, it's like that squat was high. You need to get down. It's not going to be like, oh, we feel bad. Like, I don't know. No, we expect only excellence. So it's, oh well, your squat's high. Oh well, your elbow was coming in when you were benching. Oh, your wrists are back. Depth was not there. When you're deadlifting, your knees are locking out before you lock out your hips. Like. Everything like that. Everything is critiqued to the finest. We're not letting up on anything. And it's amazing. And then when it comes to big lifts, everyone's excited. And not just the people on your platform, but the whole weight room. We let people know, oh, well, this person is doing this way. Let's hype them up. Let's get them ready. And that's what we do.
I can't even imagine lifting in an environment like that because, we have the club here. It's not an actual team, just a club. And there's really very few people that are actually serious about powerlifting. So to have a weight room full of people that all have the same goals as you and want to push you to those same goals and hold you to very high standards because they know that in competition you'll also be held to high standards. That just seems like an amazing environment to lift in.
Yeah, it's really good. I think that honestly, I'm not gonna say more clubs should do it, but I mean try to adapt to it. And like people like this is important to me. You said you want to be on this team. It should be important to you. Like if you're a team, even if it is a club, you're still a team. You're still a family, and you should want to make your family better in any way possible.
Yeah, so that's advice to any other university or high school clubs that are getting together and want to grow their club into an actual team, whether that's sponsored or not through the school. Is what you said. Just make it an environment where everybody wants to be there and push each other.
100%.
Speaking of like sponsorships and stuff, well, who are you sponsored by?
I am sponsored by A7. One of the big companies of the USAPL, and I think as a big sponsor of the USPA, they sponsor a lot of meets. They sponsor they sponsor every national meet, of course, Raw and Equip. They're just a great company. I love them to death. They're family. So
what would you suggest to somebody like a young up-and-comer that wants to be sponsored eventually, or they see you sponsored, they're like, hey, I want to do that. How do I do that? So how would they do that? Go about that?
Honestly, to be completely honest, I'm gonna tell you the story. It might take a little bit, but so I like to tell the story all the time. I remember when I was in 7th grade, 8th grade, 10th grade, like looking up like how to be sponsored, like how to be a pro athlete in powerlifting, how to be a pro. They're like, we have to get sponsored. I'm like, okay, sponsors. And I'm like, I've always wanted to be sponsored by it. I used to sit in class every day in the back of classroom daydreaming. I used to practice signing signatures on paper and everything. Like I knew in my head, like I wanted to do it. I was like, I have to do this. I want to do this. I want to be the best. And so I basically pushed myself every day in training. I didn't let off at all. Like I used to train at Clinton High School every day. If people were there, if my team was there, they were there. If they weren't there, I was training. I wanted to get better. I wanted to be the best. And I was only lifting equipped then. So, I mean, I had one goal to, be the best in equipped. But, I mean, like I had no idea about raw or anything anyway. But I just wanted to be the best in the state and stuff like that. So I pushed myself. And, like, 8th grade came. 7th grade came. I missed state. 8th grade came. I went to state. Got 3rd place as an 8th grader. 9th grade, I didn't powerlift. 10th grade, I come back. I go to state, get 3rd. 9th grade, 11th grade, I go back, get 3rd. And my senior year, I go to high school nationals. I win high school nationals, and I was supposed to get 4th. I was great. I was feeling great. And I go to state because state was apparently after nationals. And I lose. State my senior year. And so my whole high school year, I didn't win state. I went a whole bunch of times. I went like 4 times maybe, and I didn't win not once. And I was just like, oh well, I'm not gonna be good at all. And then I went to Mississippi State. I got a lot better at Mississippi State. Love Mississippi State's powerlifting club, amazing.
Hell State,
Hell State, baby, cowbells. But
that's right.
I went to nationals my freshman year, and I got 2nd place. I was happy about that. Of course, as a freshman getting 2nd place is great. A freshman placing top 5 is amazing. And I was blessed to get 2nd, and then I transferred to Midland, and I worked my butt off. And then I got 1st there. And then after that, I started just progressing. And then my 2nd year at Midland, my coach was like, well, I want you to go to Worlds with us for the university. I'm like, okay, I lifted in a raw meet, I think once. I did okay.
Was that the one in Estonia?
Yeah, the one in Estonia, a Collegiate Cup in Estonia. So I went to that, and like it was one of the best times I've ever had, and I did amazing. And before that, actually, people don't know this. I asked A7. I was like, guys, I would love to sponsor you and everything like that. Like, I would love to get sponsored by you guys. And they were like, oh, I mean, Like you haven't listened to any raw meets. Like you've listed in one. Like they can't just give someone a sponsorship that's listed in one raw meet. Like and no one would do that. And basically, I knew that I had to prove myself. And so I went to that meet and I performed to the best of my ability. I trained all those years that I worked from 7th grade to when I was, I think, 19 years old, 20 years old. All that time, I was like, I want to do this. I want a sponsorship. All those times that I worked hard, I stayed in the gym by myself, no one else. I would go after football games and lift. Like all those times, that reminded me of those moments. And I went in there to that meet and I performed the best of my ability. And I was blessed to have one of the best meets in the 74 ever. And then they were like, oh, well, you showed us that your ability is great and you've worked your butt off. And they gave me a sponsorship. So basically, the moral of the story is if you want that, you have to work hard. You have to push beyond your limits. You have to go beyond, and you have to try your hardest and work and don't stop. And those tears and those prayers or you working in that gym is going to pay off. You just have to keep trying. Don't give up.
Amen, dude. That is awesome.
Yes, sir. So you mentioned you went to Clinton, right?
Yep, I went to Clinton High School.
Yeah, Dylan said today, Dylan Berryman, he's coaching me right now. He said that you graduated the same year Cam Akers did?
Yeah, I've known Cam since like 3rd grade. Yeah.
Did you play football?
Yes, I play. Actually, my dad sent me a video literally this week of me. He played quarterback and I was running back, and he was handing me the ball at a Clinton versus Murrah meet. So
see, I remember that. I don't exactly remember you. I remember Cam because my sophomore year, Hernando played Clinton in the first round of the playoffs.
Yep, I remember that.
Cam absolutely ran all over us because he's Cam.
Yeah, he's a great guy. I love him. I still talk to him a little bit every once in a while whenever he has time. You know, he's famous and all now, and in the NFL. So I mean, I tell him, like, good job, this Sunday, or keep going, brother, like all that good stuff. He's a great guy. He really cares about the city and everything like that.
I mean, you're pretty famous too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah.
Hey, that's the same mindset that Jesus had. He's just very humble, knows what they've accomplished, but also is looking ahead to the future on what else they can accomplish. So this brings me to my next question. What are some of your short-term and then also long-term goals for powerlifting?
Short term, as of right now, of course, I would like to win this meet, the postponed Collegiate Nationals 2020. I want to win that, of course. But I mean, as of right now, I've looked at the listings for it. There's no one really going for 74s right that are confirmed but me. Like there are 6 others that might go, but I mean, that's like might. So I mean, I would like to win this year. Next year, of course, 2021 collegians, I would love to win. I might go to the Arnold before that, and I would like to win like the A7 Raw Challenge or the Grand Prix or something like that. I want to go to the Worlds. I want to say it's a short-term goal, but sort of kind of long-term because it's probably like a year exactly from now. But I would like to go to World Games and place top 3 at World Games, medal at World Games. That would be amazing, especially at 22 years old. I'll be then. That would be great. I would like to go to Raw Nationals, Raw Worlds, win Raw Nationals, go to Raw Worlds, and either win Raw Worlds as a junior or open, of course. And one of my long-term goals, because I don't know what is going on right now with Sheffield, but to go to Sheffield and like show out at Sheffield and win the biggest amount of prize money I can. That would be great. I would love that. That would be great. Going to the UK and freaking lift against all those great lifters, Ray Williams, Charles Okapoko, if he goes back and lifts, Taylor Atwood, Russell Orhe, like, I would love to be around those guys. To be in the same room as those guys.
Literally the best in the world, all in one room at one time.
It wasn't on the same platform.
Weren't they also giving out? I think it was like $1,000 for every world record broken or something.
Yeah, it was something like that or a little bit more than that. But then those, and then best lifter, you get a certain amount too, and then most weight lifted, which of course probably Ray, more than likely Ray would win. But yeah, it was a lot of things you could get paid for, but that would be an amazing time. Like, I mean, I know a lot of the guys anyway. Like, I've met Ray a couple times. Me and Taylor talk a good amount. I've talked to Russell a couple of times. We're in a couple group messages together. Like there's a lot of people, and I really enjoy being around those guys. It's like being like able to talk to and compare it to some of those great lifters is amazing, especially me being 21 and everyone else being, 25 plus.
Right. So I'm sure you said you'd met Ray a couple times.
Yeah.
And obviously you probably asked him some advice. What did he give you any kind of advice for your career?
Basically squat. Squat.
Hey, that's a great thing to say.
Yeah. So I mean, like that's what I love. I think most people know me for is my squat, but like I like to perfect that. That's my thing. It's what the meet starts off with. So why not, be one of the best at that? Try to get that lead at that. But yeah, he told me to squat. I remember that I've talked to him like at nationals, but I mean, it wasn't really advice. But I remember the first time I met him was like at my second USAPL meet. But he just told me that he was like, man, just squat. If you want to get better, man, just squat.
Like I've seen some of his videos, like if it's him talking about his philosophy, he keeps it really simple.
Yeah, he does. That's all powerlifting is about, man, is keeping it simple.
Yeah, man. I don't see why people try to make things super complex. I mean, keep it simple.
Yeah.
Squat, bench, dead, progressive overload.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty simple. So how does your coach manage all your training?
Well, honestly, when it comes to me, I at Midland we have a thing where when you're a freshman and a sophomore, he programs you, but he would like to. Well, this is this year actually. This is new. After that though, juniors, and seniors, he would like you to try. Juniors try to program for yourself, and then seniors program for yourself.
Interesting.
And so because he teaches us basically, like when you come to Midland, he teaches you everything. So it's like, oh, well, you need to look at this. This is what you're supposed to do. This is how you do it. And so he wants you to build like the most effective program for yourself.
Yeah.
And so right now, like I program myself, but he goes back and looks at like, okay, well, this is you need to change this, and this. And then at practice, of course, he critiques. He walks around, critiques everything. And we have another coach this year. Actually, it's our assistant coach, Mike Zawinski. He is the University World Cup team for the U.S. head coach, and he coaches also Joey Capolino, and he coaches Kelsey McCartney. Wow. So he has like world-class athletes. Like he's a great asset to the team. Like this year, he's helped me on so much so far. He's only been with us for I think 2 or 3 months, but he's changed so much about me already so far. So yeah, like
what
we
have
have
you
so
learned
much
about yourself with your programming?
So I've learned that the best ways for me to train is like not as much high volume and not as much intensity. It's like a very happy medium. So I get stronger by that, and I linear progress. I think linear progression is like the best form of programming. A lot of people don't like it, but I think that's like the best way to do it. Like work your way out from the meet, and these are the numbers I need to hit. Like boom, 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 boom. And if I don't hit them, that means I'm a little far behind. I need to pick it up, or if I'm ahead, I need to bounce back a little bit so I won't peak too early. Like that's how I train. I think it's the best way to train. I would recommend it. Like I coach it very well, honestly. Whenever I do coach it, I look at, okay, well, videos, look like this. It's like this, we need to fix this. This way moves that much. Let's go up this amount this week, but let's not go up like 10 kgs. That's way too much. But let's go up like 5 or 7.5. Like I think I have it down to a T to how much you need to go up every week and about how many weeks out. It's like, it's a science to it.
Progressive overload and linear periodization is really like the most simple type of program.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, just work backwards from the meet, figure out what you want to hit, and then work backwards from week 1.
Exactly.
So you look at the meet and you say, all right, so I want to hit this number, and then you program the weeks backwards like you just said.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of doing it, all right, I'm at week 1, let me program to the meet. No, you do it you complete reverse. I've heard some other coaches talk about that, or people in general, and I think it seems like it's getting a little bit more common. It makes more sense.
Yeah, it does make more sense to the point where it's like, well, if you want to hit this at the meet, then you need to be you need to have this amount of strength. Mm-hmm. If you program from the start to then, you don't know what you're going to hit. You're just basically just going in blind.
Yeah. So
like you want to peak. You want to have a time where it's like, oh well, this is where I'm at my strongest. Okay, boom. Not where it's like you start off at the beginning and it's like, oh well, this is where I want to start at, and I'm just going to increase numbers every week. Well, then you might overshoot. You might exhaust too much energy when you didn't even have to exhaust that much energy. And you get to the meet and then you're tired. Or you get to the meet and then you're not as strong as what you could have been because you started too far out. Like you put your numbers way too down.
So when you start to write a program for yourself on the linear periodization, how do you? So obviously you're a very elite level powerlifter. So the numbers that you're looking at, I assume would be around where the records are. So how do you gauge for yourself? How do you pick your numbers that you want to use for a meet?
Honestly, I don't believe in being unrealistic when it comes to meet day. So I'm going to put in numbers that I know, like around the number that I think I could hit. So it's going to be like a gauge, like, okay, well, if I know I'm hitting this so let's use last week's, for instance. I hit 600 on squat, and I had been sick and stuff from COVID, but I was coming back, and 600 should have been hard at that point. So I knew if I hit 600 for a single and it moved at RPE 9, I probably was way too ahead of myself. I probably need to hit a deload and then start at another point and then go back up. But I hit it at RPE 6, so I knew I'm at the exact point where I'm at. So as long as you're going in, you're hitting the numbers like, oh, it's easy. 5 weeks out, okay, and let's say you're on a 9-week program and 5 weeks out, you should be hitting about a RPE 6 or 7. It shouldn't be, too heavy, but it should be to a point where, okay, I felt it. Like it's getting heavy. So it's basically gauged off of like how far you are out or how much you think you can do and how you're feeling at that time of your training. You don't want to push your body past, a point where, oh, I'm too tired. But no, you have to know yourself basically.
Yeah.
But still having a realistic goal, like you said, because if you set numbers too high, you're being optimistic. But then this and this and that happens in training, and you're not anywhere close. That degrades your confidence. And I'm a big believer in building confidence in training. So when you get to the meet,
100%, yes.
How has that affected you throughout your career?
I say, and I tell every freshman this when they come up here, the years I've been here and I've been an upperclassman, that confidence, honestly, is 90% of powerlifting. If you do not have confidence, you are not going to do good at powerlifting. If you do not have that confidence to where it's like, oh, well, I think I can do this, well, I know I can do this, or it needs to be like this, or you have to be dead set, okay, I know I can get this. That's why my training is based off of confidence. So let's say I go in there and I feel like this is the number that I'm supposed to hit this week. Well, okay, I know I can hit it because it's in my program and I program myself. And I've come to the point where it's like, okay, well, this is what I need to hit to be where I'm at. You need to have confidence and be like, oh, well, I can do this. There's no point. I've done this before, because most of the time when I do training, I've hit it before until I'm probably like 3 or 4 weeks out. Then it's like, oh, okay, well, I've been good. Last week was good, so let me hit this week. Boom, it moved exactly like I wanted to because I had the confidence from last week. Mm-hmm. So building on confidence is great in the powerlifting. If you don't have confidence, like at meet time, let's say you, like most people have, let's say I'm 74 and someone else weighs 73.8. If I don't hit this number, then they're going to win if they time me. Mm-hmm. So I have to have that confidence at the meet and say, well, I know I can get this. I've trained for it. I put the work in. I can get it. That's all I think about when I'm on that platform. I've trained for this. I put the work in for this. No one else did. It doesn't matter what he does. I have to go out there and lift this weight. It's me.
So you've heard it, folks. Confidence is extremely important. So in your opinion, Austin, what's the split between the physical and mental in powerlifting?
Like I said, confidence is 90% of it. Mental is definitely more than 50% of it. Like, you can be strong, but if you don't have the confidence I know a lot of people that are strong physically. I know a lot of physically strong people, but mentally they're just not there, and so they can't do as much as the more mental than physical type person. So let's say, like, I have friends here that they come in, they're not as strong, but they have the mentality of, oh, I want to get better, I want to get stronger, and pass the people that were stronger than them when they got here.
Absolutely.
You have to have that mentality. Like if you have that mentality where I want to get stronger, that's what pushes you. Like me and Chloe Dublin say all the time. We talk to our friends about it. It's like, look, I know I'm gonna go in here. I know what numbers I'm gonna hit because I train for those numbers. I put the work in for those numbers. That's my confidence. I have confidence I can hit these numbers because I put the work in. This is for me. This is not for anybody else. I'm not going out this platform to lift for anybody else but me. This is all the training I put in to show that I worked for it, and this is my reward. This me.
So what are your thoughts on, especially for new lifters, that's what we want our podcast to be geared toward, high school, college level lifters that want to get into strength training and powerlifting or want to increase their experience, knowledge, this or that. What are your thoughts on self-talk, especially for younger lifters?
So the most important thing that I would tell younger lifters and people that are just starting is learn the form. Honestly, learn the form for everything. Form comes first. Form comes before strength. If you wanna have the biggest arch in the USAPL or bench, like have the biggest arch on bench, you work towards that arch. Don't work towards the strength at first. You want to build that arch first. And when it comes to squat, you want to have the perfect form for you. Don't try to think, oh, what's the perfect form in general? No, you want to find the most efficient way for you.
Yeah,
if you need to have if you want to have that close stance, you have that close stance. If a wide stance works better and you get more power of it, use the wide stance. For deadlift, people are like, oh, well, most people lift sumo. Well, if you feel like you're stronger conventional, then pull conventional. You want to work that form. Yeah, your body knows. You want to perfect your form before you work on, oh, well, let me get stronger. Because if you're just trying to get stronger, then your technique's out the window, and then, boom, you're missing lifts because technique is not good.
Yeah, I think it really takes a good amount of time for someone to learn what positions and forms work best for them and their leverages. Like, I'm a pretty tall guy. I'm 6'3", so for my sumo deadlift, there's so many things that I could change that could affect it. Foot angle, how wide my feet are, where I grab the bar, anything. And then you just have to go through and test different things and find out what works best for you.
Exactly. Like I've said, I've been lifting for 8.5 years, almost 9 years, and I still haven't found the perfect bench form for me. I still haven't. Like my squat, I found like what I need to do to make that work. Sometimes I change my foot width every once in a while. Depends on if I'm in raw or equipment. And then deadlift is the exact same way. I think I have it down packed like 90%, but everything will change every once in a while, like foot direction or something like that. But like bench, I still haven't figured out to this day. I still change my bench form almost every week. And my friends and coaches are like, Austin, you tried something different last week. And I'm like, I know, but I'm just trying to figure it out. Like,
trial and error.
Like I know that while I'm hitting the weight, I know I'm getting stronger. Like there's no point in me trying to increase the weight. I need to figure out form.
Yeah,
exactly.
Form is the most important.
And that's just basic trial and error.
Basic trial and error. That's all powerlifting is trial and error. Like, okay, well, I did this last meet and it didn't work. So how about I change it and not do the same thing so it can work?
Yep.
It's literally just like that. It's simple. It's not rocket science.
So powerlifting is progressive overload, linear periodization,
confidence,
and
confidence. Yep.
Wait, what did we just talk about? I can't remember.
Trial and error, technique.
Technique. There we go.
Technique.
5 things.
That's all.
That's pretty good.
It's literally that easy, man.
Yeah.
It's that easy, man.
So, what kind of accessory work do you do? Like, say you want to bring up your bench or let's talk about squat. If you want to bring up your squat, what's some accessory work you would do?
So, normally I work on triceps a lot with bench. And I work on biceps once a week, but mainly triceps twice a week, and then biceps. For squat, I do a lot of quad work and lower back work, upper back work. I really don't work on very much, honestly, like squat accessories. Like on my squat day for my accessories, I do deadlift and then snatch grip. I like to work my lower back on squat days because on deadlift days, I work on upper back because when I deadlift, my lower back is shot because I deadlift pretty heavy most of the time. So,
have you found that the snatch grip Or do you do snatch grip rows or deadlifts?
Snatch grip deadlifts.
Have you found that they have really helped your lower back strength?
Oh, yes. Tons, yes. Yes, I do that. And then, I mean, you could switch between that and, like you said, RDLs. RDLs and those are like the best things basically to work on lower back. I have a weak lower back because I never worked lower back in high school. So my lower back is not the strongest, which is like my downfall when it comes to my deadlift.
And again, this comes back to, like you were talking about, technique on the big three. But technique is also extremely important on accessories. You can do all the volume of accessories you want, but if you've got shit form on them, then they're not going to benefit your big three lifts in the way that they need to.
Yep.
Exactly.
So, if you had to choose only 5 exercises to build your entire program around, what would they be?
5? Oof. Okay, give me 2 seconds. Let me think.
Squat, bench, deadlift. Yeah, 2 more. The anticipation.
Let me think. Okay, I lift sumo, so I'm gonna say conventional deadlift. So yeah, conventional deadlift, that's one. I would say pause squats. Pause squats are great. Dumbbell bench press.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah, those are great. Is that 3?
Yes, 3. You got 2 more.
Okay, I like to work on my bench. So I'm gonna add another bench one. Decline bench.
Dude,
really?
Those are great.
Yes. Yes. Decline bench is amazing. God sent. And then overhead press.
Interesting.
Wow. Okay.
3 basically bench accessories, and then 2 lower body. I like it.
Yes.
So, but
yes, all these people listening to this, don't try to take my stuff because you're probably going to catch me on bench. So please don't do that.
Yeah. This is just an out of pocket question. We put Austin on the spot and asked him his top 5 favorite exercises to do in a workout. That doesn't mean that that's the only thing you should do in your program.
Yeah. But you see what he did there. He picked exercises that he liked, that he knew that were going to benefit him, like they were going to make him stronger. So same thing with people that are listening. Pick, say, 5 exercises and build your program around those.
Yeah, those 5 will definitely make you stronger, but please refrain from doing them a lot so you won't catch me on any of my stuff, please. Please, you'll have me very scared.
He's not worried about anybody catching him on squat.
No, I'm gonna push that. You're gonna have to catch me on that one. I'm running full speed ahead on that one.
That's pretty good.
So, your weight is staying around 74 kg. Do you have any thoughts of going to maybe the next weight class?
Okay, so I don't know if I said this on any other podcast, but I'm gonna let you guys know. Honestly, most of the time, I'm underweight unless I go out to eat with friends all day or like something like that. Normally, when I weigh in at night, I'm like 74 on the dot, 73.9. But other than that, when I wake up in the morning, I'm probably like 73 or like 72.8. So I'm very below weight most of the time. So I don't think I'm going up a weight class anytime soon. And I'm 5'4", so that doesn't help at all.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm underweight. Like I try to eat a certain amount and fill out the weight class, but like I have so much that I do during the day. Like me being an education major, I have to go get observation hours at schools, and then I have class on Mondays and Wednesdays from 8 a.m. literally to 3:20, like no break in between.
Oh my god!
So like
and
I barely
training.
eat. Yeah, and then training I have practice at 3:45, so I have 20 minutes from my last class to get to practice.
Man, dude.
So and then I work also on top of that.
Oh my goodness.
Busy man.
At least a minimum 8 hours.
Wow, minimum 8 hours. Golly.
Yeah, so I mean, it's tough to get meals around, and then when I do eat, my best friend Roberto Signs will let you know that I don't eat healthy. So
Well, Georgia being a powerlifter, right?
Yeah, so I suck at nutrition. He's my nutrition guy, and he tells me, bro, like I don't understand how you get stronger when you either don't eat but one meal a day, or when you do eat a meal, you eat like nachos and then water, maybe. So I mean, yeah, I'm not the best guy to go off of for nutrition. Don't pick me as your lifter for nutrition. I would pick any other lifter but me. But anything else, though, I got you.
Wow. So you had experience in raw and equipped lifting, and after looking at your open powerlifting with your 1769 single ply total, I don't know what your plans are for the future. Raw is usually a little like raw meats are a little more.
Hold on, wait. It says my total is 1769.
That's what it said. Single ply.
Okay. That's in pounds. That's in pounds.
Oh,
that
yeah,
makes sense.
yeah.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Definitely kgs.
Yeah. KG is 802 and a half. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So I was confused. I was like, wait, what? I was like, whoa.
Whenever I just Google, because what I do before every podcast is I Google the lifter and open powerlifting, so it takes me straight to their lifter disambiguation, and it always has it in pounds.
Okay, yeah, no, that's perfectly fine. You just had me confused. I get everywhere with keys and pounds, man. I'm sorry.
You're good.
I was just like, I'm pretty sure my total is not that high.
Right.
Not yet.
So have you ever thought about maybe a 2K equipped total at any point in your career?
Well, okay, help me out. Like I just said, is 2K. What is that in kilos?
9.
Let's pull up the handy dandy calculator.
There you go. Do some quick math, Altman.
So it's 909 in kgs.
So what are you at 808 right now?
Yeah, I'm around 800. That was that was over a year ago.
So yeah, just add 100 kilograms.
2K total.
Yeah,
Yeah, I could. That's definitely possible. 900 keys. I can. Now that you say that it's that much. 900 keys. I probably could hit 900 keys within the next
3 years.
What month is it? No, definitely in the next 6 months.
6 months.
That's called confidence right there, people.
That's what I like
awesome.
to hear.
That is awesome.
Yeah, definitely in the next 6 months. Like by the time next year coming around, for World Games, if I do make World Games, I can definitely hit 2,000 pounds, 900 keys by then.
Dude, that is insane, man. And weighing 74 kg. Golly, dude.
Yeah,
you are a freak.
Yeah, that's.
I'm gonna look it up real quick.
What I think about is the highest person who has the highest total right now is Oleg. Oleg, that's from Poland. He's the number 174 in the world, and he's hit 900 already. He's hit, I think, very close to 2K. So gotcha. I know it's possible. So I mean, it's not impossible for a 74 to do it. So,
but he's probably closer to 30.
Oh no, Oleg is like 40.
Oh really? So,
dude,
yeah,
man.
So you could become an extremely young 74 kg with a 2K total.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's possible. Like I said, within 6 months to a year, definitely. 100%.
Wow, that is awesome, man.
You heard it here first on Triple B Podcast. Austin Perkins will hit a 2K equipped total at some point
within the next year.
Some point within the next year. You can quote me on that. Within the next year.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
I can't wait to see it.
If I don't hit it, what is today's date? If I don't hit it by
10/11,
yes.
October 11th, 2021, I will come back on here and we can do something. I'll do something for it. I'll do an A7 giveaway or something. Honestly,
we would love to have you back on here anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. You can have me back anytime. I love you guys. I love you guys.
Dude, we could talk to you for so many hours. There's so many questions, but we're almost getting to the end. So, last question: if you could give, you've already given a lot of pieces of advice to young lifters. If you could give, the main thing that lifters really need to think about as they want to progress through their career, what would it be?
Do not give up hope, no matter what. Do not give in. Like if you're having troubles, and let's say you go to a meet, let's say you go to your first meet and it goes terrible. Don't give up on that first meet. train again, give it at least 1 or 2 more cycles, and then go to another meet. I promise you. It was probably just the first meet scares, because I remember my very first meet vividly. I almost bombed out my first meet. Like in 7th grade, I was terrified. So
yeah, that's we did an episode on things that you should know for your first meet, and I think we mentioned that you're gonna make mistakes for your first meet.
Yes, you're gonna make mistakes. Like you go in there and you don't give up. You don't give up on anything, man. I mean, like if you want to go to nationals, you work your butt off to get to nationals. Like that's what you do, man. Like if that's your goal, that's your goal. If you want to go to world, you work your butt off, you get the nationals, and you win that national championship or place whatever you have to place so you can go to worlds, and you go to worlds. Like I don't think that there's not one person in the world that doesn't have the ability to do what they want to do.
Oh, for sure.
You can do whatever you put your mind to. Like it's inevitable.
And that applies to anything.
Yeah.
Anything
and everybody.
Yes,
no
like
excuses.
There is no such thing as thinking too far beyond.
Yep.
If you can think it, you can do it. That's what I believe.
Yeah. Put that on a T-shirt.
Yep.
Well, man, we've had an amazing time talking to you. Thank you for all the information you shared. We hope people learn a lot from this, and we hope to have you back on one day and sometime in the future.
No problem.
Can't wait to see that 2K total within the next year.
Yep.
Where can people find you on Instagram?
You can find me at Perk Strong 74 kg. I do follow back. I know I have like 11K, I think, but I do follow back. it's just so many people that follow me that I don't see. So honestly, if you probably DM me, because I check my DMs literally every day, then more than likely I'll follow you back. You just let me know if you have any questions. DM me. I will answer any questions. I'm not a bad guy. I love everybody. I want to spread knowledge. That's me. I want to make everybody better. I'm not trying to hold anybody back.
Yeah, when Dylan proposed, he's like, mate, you should ask Perk to come on the show. And I was like, Perk, I mean, he's pretty elite up there. I don't know if he would have time for our little podcast. And he's like, dude, Perk is such a down to earth guy. And I've seen now that you're just a really cool guy that wants to grow the sport and help other people. I love that. It's awesome.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I love the podcast. I listen to Alex Chavez's. I love Mississippi State powerlifting. They helped me begin to be who I am. I love Dylan. Dylan's a great guy. I still text him. He's great. I hope he's doing good. But yeah, man, I'll help anybody that needs help. I was that guy at a point that I didn't know anything about powerlifting. I was that guy who wanted to be the best at one point, and that was just down there. And then eventually my goals just came true because I kept driving for it. So
absolutely,
that's all it takes, man. Just keep pushing on.
As always, you can find us at triple.beat.podcast on Instagram. Altman, go ahead and plug it.
Big Scholar Strength.
That's it. Seth.Todd76. Austin, again, thank you so much for your time coming on. We hope your training goes well and healthy training for all the rest of your career.
It was great, man. Glad to be here.
All right, have a good one.